Hi, I'm Jacob Adams. I'm a fitness and leadership coach. I help people just like you get to the next level, whether it's in the gym, getting a personal record, burning body fat, gaining muscle, gaining more confidence, dialing in on your nutrition and supplementation program. Here on YouTube, focusing on developing the mindsets, tips, and strategies to get that winning championship mindset. Have you been dealing with or dealt with negative emotions, insecurities, doubt, things that cloud your judgment and the ability to feel in alignment with self? Interestingly enough, I think that's one of the main reasons I got into, you could say, cognitive behavior therapy, psychoanalysis, and things like that, because I found myself struggling with not knowing what move to do next. What was my next best move? And this was back in 2014 or so. At that time, I had a girlfriend. I didn't know if I should break up with her or not. I didn't know if I should move or not to Austin, Texas or not. So, these doubts, these insecurities of what do I do? And these are clearly things that are pivotal to our reality. Am I going to move? That's going to change my reality. Am I going to stay with this person in a committed relationship or in a romantic relationship? That's going to change my reality, right? It changes our reality. So doubts and insecurities or uncomfortable feelings of what the future holds, these are typically common for most of us. Today, I'd like to share some of the insight as to why we can embrace these feelings and celebrate their arrival on some level. I'll take a situation that happened today. I did tell you about in the past, this is over 5 years ago, 2014, but I'll tell you something that just happened today. I've shared in some of the previous videos that in May 2017, Advocare, which is a company I've sold supplements for about 7 years, they changed their compensation plan, where I was developing a leadership team with them, and I was going to get a ruby pin at one point. That was the elusive goal. On May 17th, they decided to stop that compensation program, and it left me to no longer have a dream. It was the death of a dream. You could say that dream had to be put away and never looked back at, and never, think that is going to happen. So that particular pin or leadership pin was never going to happen in my life. And so that was pretty hard, not to mention soon came the death of my father about 10 or so more days later, 10, 15 days later. My father passed away, and the stuff just kept falling and raining on me. Like 2019, one of my friends was diagnosed with a pretty severe disease, right? I'll leave it at that. And the stuff kept coming and coming in 2019. So today I had to deal with some financial issues that have come because of all of these emergencies, and I'm looking at my statements and everything, and I'm like, dude, this doesn't feel good. It just feels terrible to be dealing with a late payment here, or just credit card issues and shit like that. And if you've been there, you know the feeling. It's like, this isn't typical. This isn't the way it was, and I've worked my ass off to not be here. I've worked my ass off to not be dealing with this shit. But that's what reality is showing me. So does that make sense? I was just pissed off. I was pissed off. I was annoyed today. I was just I can't believe all this shit's happened in 2019. And I wear a bracelet, and it says, "The drift is the gift." And here it is now. So, okay. It says, "The drift is the gift, feed the beast." And that is what I did. See, the drift is a gift is the saying that means if I face the situation head on And I embrace those emotions or those triggers, that there's something there to unveil to me. There's something there for me to unveil. And well, in Warrior's Way, we have something called the stack. And what we begin with is establishing a statement of facts, like what's happened. Well, this has happened with my credit card. This has happened with my business. This has happened with Advocare. This has happened in 2019. You know, and so it's like, well, what's the story you're telling yourself, Jacob, because of this? It's like, well, this shit just doesn't stop. Like, this shit just does not stop. And that's the story. I'm like, life is just raining shit on me. Like, that's the story, right? And so we start to analyze this. Now, this concept of reframing the story, reframing the situation, this is something that is done in cognitive behavior therapy, meaning that if you can understand that the way you're thinking affects how you feel and how you act and how they're connected, if you can understand that, that's already a step in the right direction. I could tell you, after stacking this and analyzing it thoroughly, what came to me was pretty much what I'm sharing on this video, that if you can embrace these feelings, these otherwise negative feelings, you can gain an insight as to a revelation to life. Like, for me, the revelation I got was that when we feel certain ways, like whether it's anger, doubt, shame, embarrassment, pissed off, like these emotions that are considered toxic or heavy or negative, when we feel these things, oftentimes it's there for us. These emotions come to the surface as an action signal that we need attention to that part of our life. So let's take, for instance, in spirituality, if I'm feeling just downtrodden and disconnected from God and annoyed and pissy and just out of focus, then the chances are that I need to meditate. So the emotion comes to the surface and it's making me feel a certain discomfort. So I realize, oh, I need to meditate. See, it's a simple idea, but okay, you know, what's going on with my business is more than annoying. It actually is enraging on some level, because I didn't do anything to make Advocare change their compensation plan. That was a choice that they made based on their issues, etc. But it affected me. So it leaves me to grow other aspects of my business. And again, the negative feelings come up, the rage and discomfort. And so in response to that, one of the things that I did recently was I got a certification in behavior change therapy, or behavior, to become a behavior change specialist, right? And so, as a matter of fact, if you go ahead and text me that you saw this video and you're interested in getting counseling one-on-one over Skype or FaceTime or WhatsApp, you get the idea. With this video here, just mention that you saw this video and text me, and you'll get a free 10 to 15 minute consult with me for free, just for watching this video. It's limited to the first 10 people that respond to this video. But anyway, going on to what I was saying. So my number is 512-994-7328. So the emotions come up, and that's our action signal for us to address that. Now, it's seemingly pretty simple, but it's simple to intellectualize. So I'll give you where it left me today. Where it left me today was that I said to myself, okay, well, I'm going to trust the plan I have in play. I'm going to develop my marketing plan. I'm going to focus on my new model for my business. I have a new model in play. I have these things going right. What I can do is focus and dial in on those things. And from there, the new model will start to emerge and the process will show itself. And if I trust the process and I trust these new models and the value I see in them, because I've established new models, then I can calm down in the moment and let the rage go that is unsettling me, but use quiet anger, you could say, to dial in on focus. Does that make sense? Just dial in on focus. Now, imagine, okay, so earlier today, I'm angry, well, right now I say, okay, I'm still upset, but at the same time, I'm using the anger to help me focus. And I have a plan, and I'm going to work that plan, and I'm going to trust the process. So this is the change, the shift. When I say, hey, I'm a fitness and leadership coach, help people just like you get to the next level, talk about the gym, talk about the supplementation. And so what you're seeing here is an example of a shift into a mindset and what happens when you dial in. Does that make any sense? Okay, cool. So that's a little bit of the way it works. Now, I'd say that sometimes you may have heard that therapy or counseling or coaching has a unneeded aspect to, like, oh, that's just coaching, nobody needs coaching, or et cetera, but I can tell you from experience that if you have somebody to kind of help you see the blind spots and kind of help you feel normal and see like how you're normal, and also kind of give you the direction as to what to improve, your ability to adapt is faster. So the speed at which you can learn and apply things are going to be faster with a coach. And that's why, like, I'm offering this new service online for people like you. We can meet on a YouTube live, for example. You can have a recording of our session, etc. Right? So this is some of the stuff that I'll be working out and unrolling out. Okay. I'll be giving you 5 ways to begin this process of unpackaging negative feelings or emotions or embracing the struggle. The first concept is to catch the feelings. When they come, you're going to, the more habitually that you start to identify a feeling, the more the skill improves to say, oh, that's a feeling I don't like. But versus just saying, I don't like it and I'm pissed. If you can begin the process of working through that feeling and working through that, then you're starting to operate from the drift being the gift. Now you're operating from a place of power because you understand that it's energy kind of coursing through you. And versus it just saying, I'm mad and I'm upset, you begin to say, I'm mad and I'm upset. How am I going to unpack this and use this for good? And that's why the drift becomes the gift. Pay attention to that. The drift can become the gift. The drift trying to take you off course can in fact be the fuel that propels you forward if you unpackage it. So here I am making a video. It's late at night on a Sunday. You know, we've had daylight saving times. I was up late. I was helping my friend with his stuff, actually. He was going through stuff with his loved one. And I worked with some of these processes with him. He's like, you know, I feel better now, right? So these are powerful ideas. If you embrace your truth, you've achieved what many fear. If you embrace your truth, you've achieved what many fear. Okay. This is actually happening right in front of you. Like, I've told you before that I like a different background sometimes, and I've done that before, and you know, it's late at night, kind of part of me wishes I'd have a little more pep because I didn't sleep awesome yesterday. But instead of making excuses as to why I'm not gonna make this video, I could tell you the level of energy that I'm gonna have because I made this video, and the level of confidence and love that it's going to increase in me for knowing this is propelling my message out there and it's reaching people like you. You're you're a rare person to be watching this video, because the concepts I'm talking about they're easy to understand. I think that it takes a certain craving of self-mastery to not want to just like ask you it, I'll watch a scary movie or I'll just watch some action film, and that's got its place. I'm only saying that what we're talking about is unpackaging negative feelings and using them for good and for fuel. So that's a little bit more advanced topic, right? So understand that once you start accepting your truth, you're already at a level that many don't really want to get into. Cognitive behavior therapy. This is a concept of understanding that what cognitive behavior therapy is, meaning understanding how the feelings affect the thoughts affect behavior affect, it's a loop. And understanding that what you just saw in front of you, like I started with telling myself a story, thoughts, that was affecting my feelings, and maybe I would have not made the video if I stayed in that state of mind, where as in changing the stories I was telling myself, I did in fact, here I am making a video. I've been studying all day. I've meditated today. I've texted my family. I've gone through the process that I've committed to, that I trust. I've gone through the process that I trust because of the reframing. So if you can understand this, and that's some of the stuff that I would be happy to help you work in, and we can get that going in about one session, maybe two. But definitely take advantage of that free consultation with me, 10 to 15 minutes over FaceTime, Skype, WhatsApp, whatever. But it is a 10-15 minute consultation over Skype for getting into this type of coaching, and that's part of the new service that I'll be rolling out. Know your trauma. Know your trauma. A lot of people don't really know what their past did to them. Like I've said before, and I've publicly come out here on YouTube and talk about how the relationship with my father is probably one of the most difficult relationships I ever had in my parents and with my family. And you know, if you can identify that and know how it affected you, maybe you had to get better at managing your anger, for example, because your father was always angry at you or losing his temper. If you can identify the trauma that was sort of thrown onto you as someone growing up, you can better go through life more aware of what your triggers might be, or what the triggers might lead you to do, or how they might lead you to react, and therefore have a little bit more of a maneuvering. You're more in the driver's seat of the situation. Okay. Number 5 is one of my favorites, is meditate. Meditate. One of my favorite sayings is meditation is the medication. So the power of meditation can't be stressed enough. I did 20 minutes today, and my sweet spot is 20 minutes, and I use transcendental meditation, meaning with a mantra, and usually with meditation beads. These are some meditation beads here, and after meditating for the last 3-4 years consistently, I can't speak highly enough about it because of the level of inner acceptance that I feel when I do it, because of the level of trust in the moment that I feel. It doesn't mean that things haven't been extremely challenging lately. Like, this has been one of the most challenging years in 2019, probably maybe of my entire life. It definitely. So, especially the last 2 years together, they've just been challenging, but definitely 2019. So meditation has really helped me to cope and trust and pray deeply and connect with that faith and with God. Okay, so really can't stress meditation enough. Ultimately, the choice will be yours as to if you implement any of these concepts. Look into cognitive behavior therapy. Think about reframing your stories you tell yourself, using something like the stack, like in Warrior's Way, catching the feelings before they become too late and kind of take you off the cliff. The choice is yours. Hopefully you do implement something along these lines, whatever they mean to you, or give me a text or a call and we'll set up your free 10 to 15 minute consultation over Skype or FaceTime. My number is 512-994-7328. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on the way you embrace your struggles, or a struggle that you might be having, or your story with counseling or therapy. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. My name is Jacob Adams, or maybe your struggle with weight loss or supplementation, whatever you want to talk about. Comment below, subscribe, share. We'll see you next time. Bye.